Good morning from the Evening Standard newsroom in London. Ministers are weighing up whether the remaining coronavirus lockdown restrictions will be lifted on June the 21st as planned. Reports suggest the final step in the government's roadmap could be delayed by 2 weeks. Ministers were given a downbeat briefing on the latest data on Monday by Chief Medical Officer Chris Whitty and Chief Scientific Advisor Sir Patrick Vallance, according to The Times. It comes as over 25s in England are to be offered a first dose of a coronavirus vaccine 6 months after the first jab was administered in the UK, as the NHS held reaching the home straight of the biggest vaccination programme in its history. Thousands of UK tourists last night scrambled to leave Portugal before new coronavirus quarantine rules came into force. 39 flights were scheduled to depart from Faro Airport in the Algarve for the UK yesterday, nearly double the usual total. The final departure of the day was a Wizz Air flight due to land at Doncaster Sheffield Airport at 2:05 a.m. this morning. Travellers needed to arrive in the UK before 4 a.m. before required to self-isolate at home for 10 days. Boris Johnson will come under renewed pressure to reverse a £4 billion cut to Britain's overseas aid budget amid widespread anger among some Tory MPs. Commons Speaker Sir Howell yesterday ruled an attempt to amend unrelated legislation to force the government to reinstate its commitment to spend 0.7% of national income on aid was out of order. However, MPs did secure a 3-hour emergency debate today in which Tory critics, including former Prime Minister Theresa May, are expected to pile on the pressure ahead of this week's G7 summit in Cornwall. Sir Lindsay also made clear that he expected ministers to give MPs a chance to have an effective vote on the decision to suspend the 0.7 commitment, which is enshrined in legislation. A man charged with murdering PCSO Julia James is today expected to appear in court. Callum Wheeler, 21, from Elsham, is accused of inflicting serious head injuries on her while she was out walking her dog. Miss James, 53, was found dead in Allcote Wood, close to her home in Snowdon, Kent, on April the 27th, with her Jack Russell dog, Toby, by her side. The police community support officer was described as fiercely loyal by her family, and her death led to an outpouring of grief in the local community. And finally, Love Island star Molly-Mae has said it scares her that young girls resort to cosmetic treatments, adding she worries for her future children about how they will cope with the pressure to look good. The 22-year-old reality TV star, who recently made headlines for spending almost $6,000 removing fillers she had in her face, said she worries about how young girls are when they consider altering their appearance. The reality star also spoke about how insecurities led her to have cosmetic treatments, adding she decided to remove her fillers after not recognising herself in the mirror. For the Evening Standard, I'm Jo Ewell.